have a new Pope, Pope Leo XIV of America. Let's look at his chart. Pope Leo, formerly known as Cardinal Prevost, was born September 14th, 1955 in Chicago, Illinois, making him a Virgo. And not just any Virgo, he is the consummate Virgo, a Virgo to the nth degree. We have Venus there, the Sun there, Mars, and maybe the Moon. Virgos are very dogmatic people. They're very studied. When I think about a Virgo, I automatically picture a monk, so it makes sense that our next Pope is a Virgo. Yes, he's a reserved person, a very humble person, but he has his opinions and he has judgments. Now, we don't know if he has a Virgo moon because we don't have a time of birth for him, but we definitely know that Venus, the Sun, and Mars are together in Virgo. And I wanted to read a quote from Vedius Valens, one of the ancient astrologers that I study, on what he said when these three planets come together. He said, "Mars, the Sun, and Venus cause men to have many friends and to be well known, to be thought worthy of alliances and honors." And an honor he sure received. He does have Venus and Mars under the beams of the sun, so again, being quote unquote burned by the sun. And he's an example of how when you have planets under the beams of the sun, it doesn't mean that you're doomed. What it means is that you take the qualities of those planets maybe to an extreme that can cause challenges sometimes, but they can be surmountable challenges. And sometimes even commendable qualities in a person come about when planets are under the beams of the sun. For example, this Mars under the beams of the sun could make him someone who is very righteous, who is a soldier for the downtrodden and poor, the underdog. And I know people with this configuration in their charts, and they're people that aren't afraid to stand up for a stranger, a whole stranger. They'll get into physical fights to defend with people. So they're very righteous people. Venus under the beams of the sun can make you someone who takes cleanliness to an extreme, who takes rituals to an extreme. And so, of course, to be a pope means that you are a very ritualistic person. You follow order, you follow heavenly rituals. He also has Mercury in Libra, which makes him a very excellent, thoughtful, intelligent communicator. He's someone that's super considerate, and this makes him a really great diplomat as well because he considers others' opinions. He considers what he communicates. So it's a lovely placement. He has a couple of indicators of greatness that I spot in his chart. The first one is that his north node is making a trine to Jupiter, so he was destined for greatness. He also has Jupiter in Leo, which is probably why he chose Pope Leo as his pseudonym, right? Also, did you catch that he is Leo the 14th, born on September 14th? Now let's take a look at the transits of the sky when he announced that he would be the Pope. Mercury in Aries is making a trine to his natal Pluto, so that's an indicator that you are going to sign up for an important role. You're signing a contract to take on a new position, a new job, a powerful job. Mercury was also making an exact opposition to his natal Neptune at the moment he stepped out onto that balcony, which talks about you or someone making an emotional communication. And that's exactly what he did. In his address, he spoke about the ideals of peace and unity, and that's what Neptune concerns itself with. Grand ideas and ideas of emotional depth and, ideas like peace and unity. Seeing this in his chart makes me think he meant it. There are two aspects in this chart that specifically talk about being chosen for the role. And the first one is Moon sextile Uranus, which talks about you becoming popular all of the sudden, having a sudden increase in that popularity. The sun is also squaring Jupiter, which talks about an opportunity of luck coming in for you, especially in the area of career. So he was chosen. I also want to point out that Uranus is super active in this chart, both by transit, and there are also a lot of planets making aspect to his natal Uranus. And Uranus is that planet that will rock your world, that will, turn your life upside down. And that's exactly what's happening to him personally. He's all of the sudden has this new opportunity. And a Uranus transit isn't particularly easy. It's something that you are thrown into. And any time that one experiences such a huge life change, you will see some Uranus action in your chart. So that's a little bit about our new Pope Leo XIV. He seems like a very measured man, a very humble person, and someone that is in line with what we were seeing from our previous Pope Francis. So I wish him the best.